All right, everyone. Welcome to our Academic Advising Level 1 Q&A webinar. Thank you for joining us from all around the world here today. My name is Elaine Koski, and if you haven't already met me, I am a liaison officer with the McMaster Faculty of Engineering. It's nice to meet you all today. So now I would like to introduce our academic advising team. So these are the folks that are going to lead us through our webinar here today. But first, they would all like to say hello. So now I'm going to welcome Brennan, who's going to say hello, and then everyone else will say hi as well. Brennan?
Thanks, Elaine. Hello, everyone. My name is Brennan Connor. I am an academic advisor in the Faculty of Engineering. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to the faculty.
Hi, my name is Sina Lee. I'm an academic advisor for the iBiomed program as well as mechatronics and software.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Butterworth. I'm going to be responsible for Engineering 1 as well as all computer science programs.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Hamilton, and I'm an academic advisor in the Faculty of Engineering as well. I look after the Bachelor of Technology programs.
Hi, my name is Darlene Hayward. Welcome to engineering. I look forward to working with you right through to graduation.
Hi everyone, my name is Sally Williams. I'm one of the upper year academic advisors and I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria White. I'm the Assistant Dean. Greetings and welcome from the Office of the Associate Dean. Looking forward to seeing everyone and working with everyone.
Hi, I'm Karen.
Oh, I think Karen might be having some technical difficulties. So I can introduce her as the Administrative Assistant for Academic Advising. Thanks, Karen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Colin McDonald, Director of Engineering 1. I'll see many of you as one of the instructors for both iBiomed 1P10 and Engineer 1P13.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali Shahir and I'm a work study student. I'll be answering all your emails on EndServe.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to the entire team for introducing yourselves. And I'm glad that everyone has had a chance to meet you. So now I would just like to take a moment to welcome you to the McMaster Faculty of Engineering. And I'm so thrilled that your MacEng journey has begun. And I just would like to say, welcome to the Fireball family. You're going to hear that phrase a lot throughout your time here at McMaster Engineering. And what it means is that we work in close collaboration with each other. We work in teams, cooperatively, big and small. So welcome again to the Fireball family, and you're going to have such a wonderful experience with us here at MacEng. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through the different sections of our webinar here today, guiding you to success. First of all, we're going to talk about what is academic advising. Then we're going to discuss how to enroll, followed by the requirements for your level 1 programs. We're going to review when to enroll. Then we're going to talk about project-based courses. And last but not least, we're going to be answering some frequently asked questions. All right, so now I'm going to hand it off to my colleague, Jennifer, who's going to be taking us through our first section. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thanks so much, Elaine. So we thought a good place to start would be to sort of talk about who are academic advisors, what do we do, maybe some of the reasons why you might come in to see some of us. Now, generally speaking, we sort of seem to handle all things academic. And when I say that, I don't mean that we're dealing with your courses, because you're going to have instructors and professors to do that. But we deal with a lot of the things sort of on the back end. Generally speaking, we help create students a realistic plan to help them accomplish their academic goals. So what does exactly that mean? We're going to go over a few things in this list that might come up with you in the next little while. So besides all of the things that you may think automatically that you're going to reach out to an academic advisor, we welcome you to use this as a first point contact for any concerns or questions you might have. And what I mean by that is, if you have a question that you're not sure what the answer is, please contact one of us on our team. And if we can't answer your question, we're going to direct you to the people who can. So an example of this might be, let's say you're in an elective course and you have a really big research paper that you're worried about and you're not sure how to get started on it. So your academic advisors aren't actually the ones who are going to assist you in, writing that paper and getting you started. However, we have contacts with an amazing resource on campus called the Student Success Center, and we can get you in contact with them, whether it be a workshop or otherwise. So feel free to contact us if you have questions that you feel are maybe outside of our realm as well. Secondly, I want to make note that everything that you share with your academic advisor is confidential. It's a very safe place, and you can feel open to communicate with us about things that you don't want others to know about. So, for instance, if you maybe didn't do so well in a course and you were a little bit scared about coming in and talking to an advisor because you're scared that we might tell your parents, we can't do that. It's a safe place. So without your consent, any information you share with us regarding your academics cannot be outside our office. Now, you're about to embark on an amazing chapter. You are leaving high school and you're coming into university, and it's such an exciting time. However, it can be a challenging transition for some. So your academic advising team can kind of help you with that transition. A lot of our students, you're coming into such a difficult program. You've had to achieve really, really high grades, and you may not have been you may have not have had to ask for help before. But I have to tell you, please, please, please don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're concerned or you have questions about anything, please reach out to us before it's too late. Now, a huge part of our job is academic planning and helping students with strategies. So we're about to, go into your first sort of enrollment period, and your advisors can help you with that academic planning. And we're going to talk about that a lot in this webinar. So let's say you wanted to take a minor with your degree, or if you are planning on pursuing engineering management, if you're an Engineering 1 student. Check in with your academic advisor to make sure you're on track with your timetable and that everything's in order. Now, there's lots of strategies as well. Maybe you're a little concerned about the workload. Before you make any adjustments to anything, be sure to check in with your advisor to make sure that those strategies aren't going to affect something down the line. Now, we've thrown transfer credits on there because this is something that maybe you can start thinking about in the summer. So if you completed IB, AP, or GCE courses in high school, you may be eligible for transfer credits. So your first step would be to make sure that your transcript was sent from your high school to McMaster. And you might want to double check that this is being sent electronically right now. Then your next step will be to contact your faculty academic advisor for review. Now, we do have to note that in the Faculty of Engineering, we don't accept any math or science, but it's still a really great chance to meet your advisor, for one, and two, make sure that it's reviewed and that you're not eligible for any transfer credits. So right now we're in this virtual world. We can't wait to get back in the office and hope to be seeing students face to face. But right now, we are still virtual and we're still available to you. So right now, we have virtual appointments available via video chat or telephone. You can book through EngServe at mcmaster.ca. And so that was Ali who came on and introduced himself, so you'd be working with him to book an appointment. And we'd be happy to meet with you right now. We work typically Monday through Friday from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon for student appointments. Okay, so I'm sure this is on the minds of all of you just because you need to get into your classes. And I have some good news to take a little bit of the pressure off. If you're in Engineering 1, the Bachelor of Technology program, or the iBiomed program, we are actually going to give you a conflict-free timetable. So essentially, this is called block enrolling, and we have created a well-balanced schedule with all of your required courses. So this is going to be one less thing that you have to worry about. Now, the reason why we do this is because there is a numerous amounts of sections and lab sections and tutorials that you have to work with. So it's really, really complex. So we've taken that stress out of the picture and actually given you all of your required courses. Now, because it's so complex, you do have to note that you can't make any adjustments. They're completely fixed. And if you do try to make any adjustments, you're going to get an enrollment error. So any questions or concerns, again, reach out to your appropriate advisor, and note that that's one less stress that you have to worry about. Now, if you're in the computer science program, you know, your program is a little bit smaller, so it's not as complex. So you're actually going to have to go in and pick your required courses. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more in the next few slides regarding required courses and electives and how all that works. And so without further ado, let's move on, and I'll pass it over to Nathan.
Thanks, Jennifer. Now let's actually chat about required courses. For BTech, iBiomed, and engineering students, all of your required courses will be added to your schedule through block enrollment as you just described. Required courses are the mandatory part of the curriculum, and all students in these various programs are required to complete the same set of courses. A listing of all of the courses with course descriptions can be found in the online undergraduate academic calendar by visiting the webpage listed on this slide. I would encourage all students to spend a bit of time to look at the course requirements, as the undergraduate calendar allows students to see what courses they will take over their entire degree at McMaster. On the next slide, for those students attending the webinar today that have been admitted to computer science or computer science co-op, the process is slightly different, and that you will actually have to enroll in the required courses. This includes WHMIS 1A00, which will be covered shortly. You'll also have to take Comp Sci 1DM3, which is discrete mathematics, Comp Sci 1JC3, Introduction to Computational Thinking, Comp Sci 1MD3, Introduction to Programming, Comp Sci 1XC3, Computer Science Practice and Experience Development Basics, Comp Sci 1XD3, Computer Science Practice and Experience Introduction to Software Design using Web Programming. In addition to that, you'll take 3 math courses, linear algebra, and 2 engineering mathematics courses. And you'll have 6 units of coursework, essentially 1 course per term. And on the next slide, in addition to required courses, students will have to complete elective courses to ensure that you will be fulfilling the requirements of your undergraduate degree. Electives are often courses from outside the Faculty of Engineering and allow you the opportunity to experience humanities, business, or social sciences. I would encourage students to use the undergraduate calendar to investigate many of the different course offerings. Keep in mind that you will have opportunities to take electives throughout your entire degree. Many of the students in engineering and computer science will choose to take 1 course in the fall term and 1 course in the winter term. Students entering the iBiomed program will be able to choose either term depending on when the course is being offered. Be sure to keep your options open when looking at electives. It's always a good idea to come up with a list of courses you might like to take, just in case there are enrollment limitations. And students in the Bachelor of Technology, all streams pretty much have a set schedule from day 1 as you start at the university. On the next slide, just a bit more on elective courses. Keep in mind that if you are in engineering or iBiomed, in the undergraduate calendar, you will be able to see what complementary electives are available for you to take or to choose from. Due to accreditation standards, not all electives are approved for these programs. Computer science students, on the other hand, may choose from even more courses in the undergraduate calendar. There's actually a list known as elective courses available to level 1 students, so you'll want to check that out. Those of you that are interested in working toward engineering and management as a level 2 program must take economics 1B03 as one of your elective choices. One more slide. If you are concerned about what your first year courses will look like and the workload, keep in mind that you can work with your level 1 advisor on looking at strategies to reduce the course load, such as planning on taking courses like chemistry or physics in spring or summer of 2021. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it off to Saina, who will carry on this presentation.
So what other first year requirements are there? So we're going to look at the health and safety and co-op courses. So students in Engineering 1 and BTech will be taking the WHMIS 1 AOO course. Students who are in iBiomed are going to be taking the BioSafe 1 BSO course. Comp Sci students are not required to take this health and safety course. For those students who are enrolled in the co-op option for their courses or in BTech, for BTech and engineering will both be taking the the Engineering 1 EEO course, and students in iBiomed co-op will be taking the IBHS 1 EEO co-op course. These courses are all part of the block enrollment process, so you will be auto-enrolled into these courses. So when can I enroll in my classes? So a very big question. So all of your course enrollments will be done through Mosaic. So after June 22nd, you'll be able to find your enrollment appointment date in your student center, okay? Enrollment appointments will begin for level 1 on July 15th. To enroll into your courses, for those of you that, so either for computer science or for choosing your electives for everyone else who has their block enrollment already done, all you have to do is go on Mosaic, go into your homepage on Mosaic, and you can find the Create My Timetable tile there. Once you go into Create My Timetable, there's lots of instructions that will guide you through the process. If you're looking for more instructions, there are videos available on the Engineering 1 website. So one of the big questions, what is the difference between virtual and online courses? So a virtual course, this is similar to in-person lectures. So you have a set schedule, you attend your scheduled time for your class and listen to a live lecture. So very similar to being in person, but in a virtual environment. Online classes are different in that they have no set time. They are usually pre-recorded lectures that you'll be able to view on your own time. All these class offerings, so whether your class is going to be virtual or online, will be available, the information will be available in Mosaic. And then for all of these courses that are virtual, how are labs and projects going to work in a virtual environment? So for the fall term, all Faculty of Engineering Level 1 programs will be virtual. This means that all of your labs and tutorials are also going to be virtual. This experience is going to differ from course to course based on the instructor and how they're running their course, but the instructors have been working hard to incorporate an experiential and interactive projects into these activities. And then we have someone here to speak about how one of these courses is going to run. So we have Dr. McDonald here to talk about the 1P13 and 1P10 course.
Thank you, Sina. So yes, as I mentioned earlier, I'm one of the co-instructors for both of these courses, Engineer 1P13 and IBHS 1P10. So both of these courses are full year project-based courses that run right from September until April. So you'll recognize it in your schedule by having an A course in the fall term and then a B course in the winter term. Both of these courses essentially comprise 3 components. So you have weekly lectures, you've got weekly labs, and then you've got weekly tutorials. Now we refer to tutorials as design studios, and the design studios essentially serve to have students get together and work on design projects. The labs that you attend each week are intended to help you apply and develop the tech skills that are going to inform those design projects. Basically, it's where you're going to get the tools to learn to apply yourselves. And then lectures, of course, are held weekly in a virtual space. And that's the opportunity where students actually connect with the various instructors and learn all of the background content that surrounds the various projects. You can kind of see it as serving the foundation and providing the motivation for all of the projects that you're going to be working on. So as Sina mentioned earlier, in terms of differentiating between a virtual course and an online course, both of these courses are going to be virtual. And so what that means is that you're going to have lectures 3 times a week during a scheduled time. Labs and design studios will be scheduled as well. Now, in terms of what you're going to be doing in the various labs and design studios, is as part of our course materials, and actually I have a little prop right here in front of me. This is what's known as a Raspberry Pi. And it's something that you're going to purchase as part of your course material. So it'll be delivered right to your home. We will help you get set up and get connected to it and whatnot. And once you are connected, you can actually interface with this Raspberry Pi, download some software, and actually work with virtual models of robots and drones right from your own laptop. Essentially, you're going to be able to control the movement, make them move around based on computing commands right from your own home. So Elaine, if you wouldn't mind just proceeding to the next, slide in terms of the structure of the course. So again, this slide right here is both for, it says 1P13 homeroom, but this applies for both 1P13 and for 1P10, okay? So your homeroom is essentially the lectures. We will be using Microsoft Teams, and you will be invited to join a team, and we will be live streaming a lecture 3 times a week in that particular team. But you're also going to be working in these smaller teams where you're going to have your weekly labs and when you're going to have your weekly design studios. Now, one of recognizing the value in terms of being able to work in a physical classroom and to be able to sit at a table with your peers, it's hard to do when you're in a virtual classroom and one person is speaking and then everybody else has their cameras off, obviously. So how we are setting up our virtual spaces is that inside of that Microsoft team, we have a number of breakout rooms. And in these breakout rooms, you're going to connect directly with your actual project team members. So 4 to 5 of you will be in a team or in a private channel where you're going to connect 2 to 3 times a week, and you're going to be able to either work on a project milestone, work on a lab assignment, whatever that particular activity is meant for. All we really ask of you to do is turn on your webcam so that other people can see you. You can talk to and engage with each other. In terms of support, another aspect is that you're not going to be left on your own. So not only are you going to be working in a team of 4 to 5 students where you're able to work on a problem together, but we're going to have dedicated faculty, staff, and teaching assistants who are going to be able to pop in and out of these breakout rooms, help you with your project, help you with your assignment, and provide any kind of assistance guidance that you may need. Okay, so I mean, in terms of the support that we're providing, we have really amped up the number of staff that are going to be involved in these 2 courses. And the reason that we're doing it is to provide you with the absolute best experience possible. Okay. Now, what is it again? What are you actually going to be doing? So the next video is just a sample demo of one of the virtual robots that we provided for you. Okay, so I think there we go. So this is what we call the Q-Arm. It's a robot produced by a company called Quandra, which is located here in Ontario. And you are able to actually interface with this robot using simple computing commands that you write using Python, which is the programming language that we teach in level 1. So you're going to be able to actually program commands to make this robot pick up various objects, place it in the appropriate spots. And now this, of course, is a very simple demo. Over the course of the year, you're going to be doing projects where you actually need to design a container for sterilizing surgical tools, and then actually have this Q-Arm pick it up and put it into the right bin, right? Depending on various attributes and qualities of that container. And these projects that you're actually going to be able to do both in 1P13 and 1P10. So we're actually really excited, and as Sina mentioned, we've been working tirelessly over the last few months, and we expect to continue to do so over the next few months to be ready for you guys in September.
Okay, thank you, Colin, for giving us that great demo about what 1P13 and 1P10 may look like. So now I'm going to take over here and go over some of the questions submitted by you, the students, where we use this presentation to go over a lot of general information of what you can be expected to look like for the upcoming year, but now we want to address your concerns. So I will start off by just starting from the top. So how do I find course outlines and descriptions? So this is a good example where you can use the academic calendar to look up course descriptions, which will give you a small paragraph detailing what a course will look like, where a course outline or syllabus will give you the, the exact details of a certain course. However, those course outlines can be found on the department websites themselves. However, my suggestion to you is some of these syllabuses and course outlines may look very different compared to last year, since a lot of courses for the fall will be online. So the course outlines you're finding right now may look different. So you may want to look and wait until you're actually enrolled in the courses to find the course syllabuses given to you by your professors. Next question. How do I apply for credit from my AP or IB courses? So as Jennifer mentioned earlier on in the presentation, we as academic advisors do review your transcripts upon your request for IB and AP transcripts. So you can reach out to your academic advisor with your student ID number and request that we review your IB or AP transcript for eligible transfer credits. That way, if there is a course that is eligible, we'll be able to apply it towards your degree for a complementary elective. How do I find my student ID? So this is a common question, and this can kind of actually relate to one of two things, so I'll go for both. Student ID could refer to your actual student ID card, which will be mailed to you over the summer from the university, or it could refer to your ID number, which is connected to your student records and transcripts while being a McMaster student. So that can actually be found on your offer letter as well. It's a 9-digit numerical code that is your ID. How do I purchase textbooks? Our McMaster campus store is where you would go to find your textbooks. So obviously in person, that's where you would go on campus, but they are shipping out textbooks as well. So that's where you would go to purchase all of your textbooks and courseware for your courses. How do I pay for tuition and when is tuition due? So you can find the total of your tuition on your student center. You're actually enrolled in courses. It won't show anything right now since you are not yet enrolled in courses as McMaster students. And that would change based on which courses you are enrolled in. So for example, if you decide to not take your electives this year or reduce your course load, that would be reflected in your actual tuition total. And currently, when is tuition due? It is currently not established yet, but it would be likely sometime in September or October. The university will communicate to you when that is due and also on your student center for any upcoming payments required. For classes, labs that require active participation, how will students in different time zones access them? So as you know, Sina and Colin had mentioned, our instructors are working to create the best experience for you, the students, and we are understanding of the students that are in different time zones. We are looking to make sure that you are not at a disadvantage in those ways, because we still do want you to be able to succeed in an equitable way in your courses. So just if you are concerned about not being able to complete these courses as well as you would in the McMaster time zone, do not be worried about that. But each course will have something different depending again on the course that you're experiencing. So I got a whole other slide here of questions. So how do I withdraw from a course after it has started? That's again a common one that we get in the academic advising office. So we have a week window for you to be in a course to decide if you'd like to stay in it or not. So I believe this year, the last day to withdraw from a course without paying any sort of tuition or having it reflected on your transcript is September 16th. After that day, you will then incur a tuition penalty or partial payment for the course, as well as receive a W on your transcript. So, you know, if you're having questions about those, you can reach out to your academic advisor, but you know, it's encouraged that you try and make those decisions before you have to pay or have any sort of impact on your transcript. For students looking to switch into the co-op option, we have a co-op opt-in form on the academic advising website under academic forms and procedures. So you could email that to Ali at engserve@mcmaster.ca. We'll have that at the end, so that way you can write that down. And that way, for the program co-op as optional, you'll be able to opt in if you did not select the co-op option upon applying to the program. Will campus and residence be open for the winter? This is a common question we are currently getting, not just from level 1, but from all students. And the truthful answer is we just don't know at this point. The university has the students, you know, public health and safety as a priority. We're following the guidance of the government rules and guidelines. So at this point in time, it's very unclear whether we can, you know, confidently say yes or no. But the school will be communicating if there's any sort of updates directly to you as soon as they know. How do I register for a minor? For minors, they're a little different from programs where there's no formal application to a minor. You would actually go to the academic calendar that Nathan referred to earlier on in the presentation to look up the requirements for completing a minor. And then just do those courses along with your other program requirements. In engineering, depending on your program, it's sometimes difficult to squeeze in all of the requirements for a minor that you're wanting to pursue. So it can sometimes extend your degree. Students in computer science or engineering and society or the HESI program of iBiomed have a bit more elective space to be able to pursue a minor without adding on more terms to their degree. You can always refer to the academic calendar to find out those requirements. And then your academic advisor if they have any suggestions to how to lay out those courses within your program requirements. How do I complete a double major or concurrent degree? So this is another common question we get in engineering, where you aren't able to pursue a necessary double major within engineering. So you can, you know, do electrical and software engineering, just again as an example. But there is a list of combined honors programs that if you wish to pursue, you know, tackling on a program from humanities, for example, with engineering, which is also outlined in the academic calendar, you would have to apply for that after your first year if you're interested in, but it outlines there what courses are required to pursue along with that. I've personally seen a couple students do economics in their engineering degree at the same time, so it is something to expand your knowledge. But just to add to that, we also have, you know, engineering and management, engineering society to be able to expand into courses outside of your designated stream or program, just if you're interested in learning in other topics while being in university. Finally, how do I transfer to blank program in second year? So this is for a student if you're looking to transfer into something that is not structured for your current program. So if you're you know, in engineering and you want to transfer to Bachelor of Technology or iBiomed and transfer to computer science, that process is done at the end of your first year, and it's an internal application. So you would just apply to us with our application form, and it would get reviewed, so that way you would be able to see if you get into the program. There's no mid-year applying, so we'd have to wait until the end of your first year. So this is just another small segue with all, you know, student concerns about coming into first year, where the Faculty of Engineering has actually created a new program to help bridge the gap. If you're concerned that you left kind of hanging in high school from the pandemic, and you're worried about completing topics in chemistry, physics, and math. So we have a 2-week kind of boot camp program to help bridge those topics. So you'll be able to do modules at a self-pace for 2 hours a day. Registration is open now. So again, this isn't topics that you'll be covered in your first year courses, but just to help prep you and feel more confident in these topics. There's no, we don't require you to have programming knowledge prior to Engineering 1 or iBiomed or Bachelor of Technology. So there are no programming topics covered in this. However, computer science will have their own programming discrete math topics covered following the EMBER program. So registration is open now and closes on July 3rd at midnight. So please get your registration in now. So that wraps up our presentation. The EngServe email is there if you wish to follow up with any questions that you may have or concerns. Or if you'd like to book an appointment with your academic advisor, please email engserve@mcmaster.ca and include your student ID number. And if you have more, or if you want more information for exactly how to enroll in Mosaic or other aspects of kind of the student portal of things or your program specifically, you can follow the link to your level 1 at Engineering Your First Year. Thank you everyone for coming. Hope to see you in the fall.
Thank you so much, Brendan, for that wonderful presentation and Q&A session. That was lots of great information. And I just wanted to share with everyone that we are going to be adding these FAQs to our website. So definitely check out our academic advising FAQ section. And we're going to be emailing out this presentation and a link to the FAQ section as well, so that you know, if you missed a part of the webinar here today, or if you have any further questions, you will be able to see further information on that, including the recording from today. So with that, I'm going to sign off our webinar. So thank you again for joining us from all around the world here today. We really appreciate it, and we can't wait to welcome you into the McMaster Engineering family. So thanks again for joining us, and we will see you soon, if not in person, then virtually. So we're looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. And thank you very much, and talk soon.